And good evening, everybody. I'm Ken Bastida.
And I'm Elizabeth Cook. We start with the new round of rain soaking parts of the Bay Area. We have team coverage. Let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Paul Diano and high-def Doppler that lit up the North Bay. Paul?
Well, Liz and Ken, we talk about microclimates for temperature in the summertime. This would be two big microclimates in the Bay Area because of an atmospheric river. South of San Francisco, not a drop of rain. North of San Francisco, it has been pouring since lunchtime. Let's head north. That's where the heavy rain is. Santa Rosa, heavy rain now for 4 consecutive hours. St. Helena, it's pouring. Napa, it's pouring. Petaluma, it's pouring. Lake County, Mendocino County, it's pouring. We've had on and off rainfall right on that dividing line over San Francisco, east to Oakland and Alameda. South of there, nothing. Not a drop of rain for Dublin or Livermore or San Jose. And look at the time lapse showing all the rain staying San Francisco and points north. Already in the North Bay, the Sonoma County mountains have received 4 inches of rain since this morning. The Sea Ranch, more than 2 inches of rainfall. Lake Sonoma, more than 2 inches of rain. Santa Rosa, already an inch of rainfall, and really the steady rain's just beginning. That's why that's our focus for the highest potential for flooding. A flood watch in effect. Napa County, Mendocino County, Sonoma County, Marin County. Heavy rainfall likely through the day tomorrow, and a flash flood watch for the rest of the Bay Area. Moderate to heavy rainfall, most of that happening on Tuesday. Let's go hour by hour with Futurecast, which keeps the heavy rain north of the Golden Gate through 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, finally working its way south at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then it's heavy rain for all of us tomorrow evening. But the North Bay is getting pounded right now, and that likely will not change for the next 24 hours. That's the highest flood potential. Back to you.
All right, Paul, thank you. As he just mentioned, the North Bay is going to see the brunt of this rain. Moments ago, we've learned Sonoma County is opening its Emergency Operations Center to deal with the impacts of this storm. We're talking about potential for flooding and mudslides. KPIX 5's Andrea Borba is live in Sausalito, where the last storm caused a major landslide. Andrea?
Well, Elizabeth, just in the past hour, the rain has gone from a drizzle here in Sausalito to coming down much, much more heavily. Now, this is not the only place in Marin County that is receiving rain at this point. In San Anselmo, the sandbags are already filled in advance of this atmospheric river, but not yet in place. Around Marin County, water is already beginning to pond in places. Lindsay lives right next to the occasionally hyperactive San Anselmo Creek, but isn't concerned, though he is prepared.
I'm optimistic, and the weatherman always predicts the worst, and sometimes it comes out the best. He says it's going to be rain, and sometimes there's rainbows. So we really don't know what's going to be tonight and tomorrow, right?
Now, Lindsay's sump pump is in place, ready for excess water. Like much of the North Bay, Marin County here is also under a flash flood watch and advisory up here in Marin County. We will have much more as this storm finally hits the North Bay, this atmospheric river. Live in Sausalito, Andrea Borba, KPIX 5.
And we are keeping an eye on ferry service between San Francisco and Tiburon. It is rough out there on the bay. Golden Gate Ferry says due to the high winds, it might be unsafe to dock in Tiburon. If that is the case this evening, all southbound trips will be canceled. Northbound trips will be rerouted into Sausalito. Backup buses will be available. Now, there's concern of more mudslides as rain continues to fall. As you heard Andrea say there, back in April 2017, several homes in the Oakland Hills had to be evacuated when a landslide endangered residents. Portions of Aitken Drive were also crumbling. Mud reached up to 4 to 5 feet against the back walls of a couple of homes on Banning Drive and seeping right into people's houses.
It's not livable because there's mud all through the back bedroom.
Well, KPIX 5 John Ramos returns to the Oakland Hills, where residents say they're feeling a bit uneasy.
People living in the Oakland Hills have a unique interest in the weather whenever a big rain event is moving in, and it's all because of their geography. It's amazing what qualifies as real estate in the Oakland Hills. Some lots are steep enough to hang a hat on. So the fact that Johnny Robertson is house sitting here with a big storm coming in has him a bit uneasy. When you look down this hill and you know there's a storm coming, what are you thinking?
Mudslides everywhere.
Okay, maybe not everywhere, but in 2017, nearby Aitken Road was washed out and 2 homes were red tagged as mud slid down the hill against the side of the houses. It's been a stark reminder to other homeowners of what could happen to them.
Well, just seeing the pictures of mud coming in people's back walls and in through their doors, that was kind of scary. And you're worrying about your house.
Well, you know, you pray it isn't going to be that bad, but most of the time it's not.
And that's what it is for most people here, a matter of faith.
I think, well, they're rolling the dice.
One homeowner named Joe installed a plastic cover over the land above his house shortly before the Aitken mudslide. It's been 2 years now, and unlike his neighbors, he decided to just leave it up.
The thing is, you can go 20, 30, 40 years without anything happening, and you never know that this could be your year.
Carolyn Warmson understands that and has a little ritual each time it starts raining. She looks out at the sheer slope behind her home and...
I'd say to the hill, stay put, stay there. You've been so good, just keep doing it.
People living in these hills say they love it, and it's worth the uneasy feeling they may have on days like this. In the Oakland Hills, John Ramos, KPIX 5.
Stay put. But after the mud was cleaned up, the homeowners on Aitken Road were allowed back into their homes. But to this day, their backyards are still covered in plastic tarps, as you saw, and the road, it's still closed.
Live look in the South Bay now. This is at Lexington Reservoir near Las Gatas. You can see it's practically full. Hillsides are so saturated, the rain isn't soaking into the soil anymore. Now it's potentially dangerous for people who live on the steeper slopes. The Santa Cruz Mountains are expected to get 5 to 8 inches of rain. Stay with KPIX 5 for all your weather updates. Our morning show will begin half an hour earlier, starting at 4 a.m.